Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Police are investigating a Sunday morning shooting in southwest Sioux Falls that sent a man to the hospital. It happened just before 2:30 a.m. inside the Gilberto's restaurant near 41st Street and Sertoma Avenue. Police at the scene say the suspected shooter drove off and has not yet been located.
He's described as a Hispanic male. Police did not know the condition of the shooting victim. We expect to learn more at this morning's police briefing. You can watch it live on KELOLAND.com starting at 10:30. Investigators are looking into what sparked a fire in southeastern Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls Fire Rescue says it happened just before 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon in the 4100 block of South Cliff Avenue. Crews arriving on scene saw smoke coming from the roof and flames in the basement.
Firefighters went inside to search but were slowed by piles of items in the hallways and rooms. It took crews around 45 minutes to put the fire out. No one was hurt.
Now let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Scott Munn. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, everybody. We are looking at another relatively warm day. You know, temperatures will be above average. Along with that, we have a couple of light rain showers this morning. In east central South Dakota, the south central South Dakota, these are slowly moving their way to the northeast. Temperatures today with the 70s and 80s, though western South Dakota with that north wind in Rapid City, it will be a little cooler. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. In the past year, we've introduced you to Olivia Anderson and followed her journey with a brain tumor that's inoperable. She's dealt with the physical pain and now the mental pain associated with her illness.
Anderson has limited mobility due to her treatments. She began feeling thoughts of suicide and depression as a result. Now Anderson wants to use her story to empower those who are struggling with illness or mental health challenges.
It's important that people come around someone that is sick to talk to them, to communicate with them, because that person can be suffering deeply mentally, and having someone helps.
Anderson has a GoFundMe account to help financially. You can find a link to that with this story right here on KELOLAND.com. An 80-year-old Mitchell woman has been given back old letters from 1964 that her husband Leon sent while he was stationed in Germany.
The letters were found hiding in a vanity by Kathy Larson in Sioux Falls, who restores furniture, and bought the piece off a Facebook marketplace setup. Larson then reached out to the family to reunite them with the letters nearly 60 years later.
It's kind of cool because when I was talking to your mom, when she stopped in that day, and she's like, I threw away all the letters he wrote me, and all I kept were the ones I wrote him. So this is all she has. I mean, these two letters are the ones in your dad's handwriting.
It's amazing. And I have to give this little gal, Kathy Larson, every bit of credit, because she's the one that bothered to find me and find who they belong to.
They wrote to each other for over a year and a half. The letters that were recovered are from January 31st and February 1st, 1964. Barb and Leon were married for 54 years. He died in 2016. The president of South Dakota State University is being recognized at the national level.
Barry Dunn was awarded the Harold W. McGraw Jr. Higher Education Prize for his work with the Wokini Initiative, improving college access and success for Native American students. Students involved in the program say that the scholarship, along with the close mentorship from Dunn, has improved their college experience.
Had it not been for the Wokini Scholarship, I'm not even necessarily sure I'd been finishing my undergrad because of the financial burden. But beyond that, it's allowing me now to have more opportunity to further my education and further foster that hope of career advancement that I would like.
The program has been at SDSU for the past 5 years.
A group of local veterans is back home following a whirlwind trip to Washington, D.C. on Saturday. They were part of the latest Midwest Honor Flight mission to the nation's capital to visit memorials in their honor.
Some of their stops included Arlington National Cemetery, the Vietnam Memorial, and the U.S. Navy Memorial. We'll hear stories from the flight this week on KELOLAND.com and KELOLAND News. It's shaping up to be a big week in Yankton. The National Field Archery Association Foundation will host the World Archery Field Championships.
The event runs today through Sunday at the NFAA Easton Yankton Archery Center. The best archers in the world will be featured at the event. Nearly 400 visitors from over 30 countries are expected to attend.
This isn't the first time Yankton has hosted a big archery competition. Last September, the city hosted the biggest archery event in the world.
More than 350 archers from 50 countries traveled to South Dakota for the World Archery Championships and the World Cup Finals.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, watching those showers in and around the Huron, Redfield area, extending down toward winter. This is kind of that belt of shower activity that will likely continue to develop or redevelop later on in the day. We could even add some thunder and lightning to that activity around Pierre, even back toward Rapid City, headed toward tonight. Now, tonight's forecast also includes Sioux Falls being added to the list of rain chances, so make sure you plan for that accordingly. And I think there will be scattered rain tomorrow, especially in central and south central Ketherland. A little bit more organization there, and then likewise we'll see additional scattered thunder tomorrow as this activity slowly presses off to the east. There are some pretty substantial changes later in the week. We're expecting a big cold front to arrive on Thursday into Friday. That's going to send the temperature well below normal, and we're talking highs in the 40s and 50s, lows probably some 20s and 30s, pretty common. So I would expect talk of frost and freeze weather with that. The calendar says that's about right, actually, so we'll continue to update that forecast. 79 Sioux Falls today, 80 degrees in Mitchell, your 7-day forecast. After that temperature dive here Thursday, Friday, we'll recover this weekend. Looks like 60s are back in the forecast. Aberdeen in the northeast, similar part of that forecast. We got highs into the 40s there on Thursday, and lows at night, plenty cold. A couple of those in the 20s there. And then as you look at this forecast for Pierre, also similar dive on Thursday and Friday, but back to the 60s on Saturday and Sunday. And it looks like right now for parts of western South Dakota, 52 Thursday, Friday, but not for long. 60s return on Saturday. Check out more coverage online at KETHLAND.com.